Please hear me when I say I am deeply sorry for taking you for granted. I have learned from my mistakes, and all I can ask for now is your forgiveness. I wish I could take back every moment I took you for granted, but since I can't, I can only offer my sincerest apologies and hope you'll find it in your heart to forgive me. I am so sorry for taking your love for granted. Please know that my regret runs deep, and I wish I could show you just how much you mean to me now. Looking back, I see how I failed you by not valuing what we had. I'm so sorry for taking you for granted. Please hear me out. I am committed to making things right. I was careless with your heart, and for that, I am truly sorry. Please hear me out. I know I took you for granted, but I would give anything to show you I've changed. What I failed to see then, I see now. How much you gave, how much you sacrificed, and how much you loved me. I took you for granted, and I can never take that back. I've spent too long living in regret, wishing I had appreciated you more. Please hear me out. I'm sorry for taking you for granted, and I promise I'll never make that mistake again. My actions were thoughtless, and my words were careless. I took you for granted, and I am deeply sorry for not giving you the love and respect you deserve. I should have never let you feel like you weren't enough. You are more than enough, and I regret every moment I took you for granted. I realize now that every moment I took you for granted was a moment I'll never get back. I'm so sorry for my mistakes, and I hope you can hear me out. It's hard to admit, but I was blind to the love you showed me. I took you for granted, and I am sorry with all my heart. Please hear me out. If I had known then what I know now, I would have treated you with so much more care and appreciation. I took you for granted, and for that, I am truly sorry. I never meant to hurt you, but I realize now that my neglect hurt you more than I could have ever imagined. I took you for granted, and I am so sorry. In my heart, I know I took you for granted, and I deeply regret it. I am sorry, and I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me. I didn't appreciate you when I should have, and now all I have are words and regret. Please hear me out. I took you for granted, and I am so sorry. The love you gave was unconditional, and I failed to honor it. I took you for granted, and I am asking you to hear me out so I can show you how deeply I regret it. Sometimes we don't realize the value of something until it's gone. I took you for granted, and now I am left wishing I had shown you the appreciation you deserved. I let my own selfishness overshadow the love you gave me. I am so sorry for taking you for granted, and I hope you'll hear my heartfelt apology. It's hard to live with the knowledge that I didn't treat you as you deserved. I took you for granted, and I'm sorry for every moment I caused you pain. I didn't see the treasure I had when it was right in front of me. I took you for granted, and for that, I am deeply sorry. I never meant to hurt you, but I realize now that I did by not appreciating you enough. I took you for granted, and all I can do is say, I'm sorry. You deserved my attention, my respect, and my love, but I took you for granted. I can't change the past, but I am truly sorry for the pain I caused. I am so sorry for every moment I didn't show you the love you deserved. Please know that I regret every second I took you for granted. Looking back, I see how much I failed you by not appreciating you. I am so sorry for taking you for granted, and I hope you'll hear my truth. I can't change what I did, but I can change how I approach things moving forward. I took you for granted, and I am asking for your forgiveness. There are no excuses for what I did. I took you for granted, and now I'm left with nothing but regret. Please hear me out. I am truly sorry. I realize now that I let you slip away by not valuing what we had. I took you for granted, and I am so sorry for that. I failed to give you the love and attention you deserved. Please hear me out. I took you for granted, and I am deeply sorry. The regret is unbearable, and I know it's my fault. I took you for granted, and I am so sorry for the hurt I caused. I should have held you closer, and instead I pushed you away. I took you for granted, and I'm truly sorry for that. I failed to appreciate the small things, the little moments, the love you gave so freely. I took you for granted, and I am so deeply sorry. I am not asking for everything to be perfect again. I just want you to know how sorry I am for taking you for granted. I realize now that what I took for granted was the most precious thing in my life, your love. I am sorry, and I hope you can forgive me. I can't erase the past, no matter how much I wish I could. But I am here, right now, with a heart full of regret, asking for forgiveness. I took you for granted, and I am deeply sorry for the hurt I caused. Sometimes it takes losing someone to truly understand their value. I realize now that I took you for granted, and I can't go back, but I can move forward with a heart full of remorse. The silence between us feels deafening, and my heart aches for the way I treated you. If I could take back all the moments I took you for granted, I would in a heartbeat. Please hear me out. I'm not asking for a second chance because I deserve one, but because you deserve the love and respect I failed to give. I took you for granted, and I'm sorry for that. Regret is a heavy burden, one that I carry every day. I realize now that I took you for granted in ways I can't undo. But I hope my apology reaches you and that maybe you can find it in your heart to forgive me. If I could go back and relive every moment I took you for granted, I would do it differently. But since I can't, all I can offer now is my sincerest apology and hope that you'll hear me out. I'm so sorry for the things I didn't say, the things I didn't do, and the love I failed to show when I had the chance. Please hear me out, because I've learned the hard way that I took you for granted. The reality of losing you is more painful than I ever imagined. I know I took you for granted, and I am deeply sorry for my actions. All I ask is for a chance to show you how much you truly mean to me. I let my pride blind me to what really mattered. Now, all I have left is a heart full of apologies. I took you for granted, and I hope you'll hear me when I say I'm truly sorry. Every moment without you has been a reminder of how badly I took you for granted. I'm so sorry, and all I can do now is ask for your forgiveness and hope you'll hear my truth. Regret weighs on my soul because I know how much I hurt you by taking you for granted. I'm not asking for you to forget, but I'm begging for a chance to show you I've changed. In hindsight, I see all the ways I overlooked your love, your care, and your presence. I'm so sorry for that. I took you for granted, and I hope you'll allow me to make it right. I was blind to what was right in front of me. Now I'm fully awake to the reality of my mistakes. I took you for granted, and I'm deeply sorry for all the pain I caused. I don't expect things to go back to how they were, but I do hope we can rebuild something better from the ashes of my regret. I took you for granted, and I am sorry with every ounce of my being. The time we shared was a gift I failed to appreciate, and now that it's gone, all I have are these apologies. Please hear me out. I took you for granted, and I can never take that back. If only I had been more present, more mindful, more grateful for the love you gave. But instead, I took you for granted, and for that, I am truly sorry. I never meant to hurt you, but I did by taking you for granted. Now, all I can do is ask for your forgiveness and beg you to hear me out. I am sorry beyond words. I've come to understand that taking someone for granted is not just about neglecting them, It's about dismissing their worth. I took you for granted, and I am so deeply sorry for that. The hardest part is knowing that I had everything I wanted and needed in you, but I didn't see it until it was too late. I took you for granted, and now I'm left with nothing but regret. I let my own insecurities cloud the way I treated you, and now I see the damage I've done. I'm so sorry for taking you for granted. Please hear me out. I want to make things right. I took your love for granted, never realizing how precious it was until it was too late. Now, I'm left here asking for forgiveness, hoping you'll hear my truth. Sometimes it's only when we lose something that we truly appreciate it. I took you for granted, and now I can only hope that my apology can somehow undo the hurt I've caused. I never understood the depth of what I had until I lost it. I took you for granted, and now I'm so sorry for that. Please hear me out. I want to make amends. I've been living in the shadow of my mistakes, feeling the weight of the love I neglected. I took you for granted, and I am so sorry for not appreciating you when I had the chance. I'm not perfect, but I wish I could be the person you deserve. I took you for granted, and for that I apologize with every part of me. I wish I could turn back time and show you the love and appreciation you deserve, but all I can do now is say, I'm sorry. I took you for granted, and I regret it deeply. I spent so much time thinking about myself that I forgot to show you the love and care you needed. I took you for granted, and I am truly sorry for that.